Muslim, Christian, Jew, Hindu, Buddhist, and atheist one too. And all in between. This is for the absolute bigger, better, good God and truth of you, right? And this is the absolute bigger, better before the absolute good God and truth of you, okay? This is from prehistory for you. This is a little lesson, okay? Adam came to himself, right? In the garden, okay? He had no bearing on the reality check who he was. All he knew is he was an atomic man, and he was created never to die, to be destroyed, okay? I'm sitting here, right now. I'm back in modern days, right? I'm sitting here, and I'm an atom man. That's my shape, form, and mass, you know. I'm part of a pretty advanced society, right? You know, with my society, right? Free energy is a no-no. It's a no-no for your consumption, and it's a no-no for your existence. You hear me? But I'm an atom man. I'm chilling. I'm cool, right? But let's just say, right, that maybe there's other atom men in the world, right? They may not believe like I believe. The only way to be one more positive, the only way to be bigger and better than all negativity is to be one more positive. When you feel all, that will only add you up, good as the truth of God, of you Christ-like, right? The bigger, better reality check of the thieving Holy Spirit out of God, the God of all for everlasting peace I am. So anyways, I got through my days, right? North, south, east, or west, right? I only cross one more positive. Then all negativity preset to only add up good-ass truth, right? And that good-ass truth keeps the absolute bigger and better of me here and now to the reality check of my shape, form, mass, okay? Okay, now, back to prehistory. So we have a global civilization. Imagine a global civilization, right? A little bit, maybe more advanced than ours, okay? Now imagine that the power being harnessed through this global civilization, instead of it being ran off of antennas and things of that nature, is being ran off of water grid, okay? And at the pyramids, right, or the male and the female, right, the negative and the positive, right, for the receiver of the circuit of energy around the earth, right, giving away this free energy, okay? Now, let's just say, right, that prior to prehistory, where the original pyramids are, okay, the earth was geysered with water, okay, and the landmass was one landmass, okay, and as a result of greed and power tripping, an unevolved mind and power, okay, not keeping things more positive, of all negativity, right, to sustain the world good as truth, right, the absolute bigger and better than all negativity, right, they shaft the world, okay? Well, if you know what I know, to stay one more positive, good as the truth of your shape, form, and mass, whenever crisscross with all negativity, well, you're the absolute bigger and better of all. And that's stated from all we are, of energy, the matter, the particles. If you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know exactly what I'm stating. And just to recap, okay, from the smallest speck of existence, which is just a plain line of existence, right, the energy of it is just a circuit of energy, one more positive, good as the truth of it, right, bigger and better than all negativity that would not have it here and now. When it makes an atom and its parts inside, the protons and the neutrons, it does it through quark energy, okay? The protons are 2 up quarks and 1 down quark, and the neutrons 2 down quark and 2 down quarks and 1 up quark. Okay, these are 2 different polarities, and I'll explain to you why they're the neutral of nothing. And here's the reality check of it, right? Each one of these polarities are only absolutely positively stated here and now, good as the truth of the proton and good as the truth of the neutron, bigger and better than all negativity inside of an indestructible atom that is itself. One more positively stated, good as the truth of its shape, form, and mass, bonded in body of matter, bigger and better than all negativity, that could destroy it or split its bond to one neutral nothing. And there are atoms that split, but for the purpose of this conversation right now, I'm not talking about those atoms. I'm talking about the atoms that your body is made of. And these atoms only bond one more positive, 2 or more, Christ-like as their circuitry to make the good truth of every shape, form, and mass, right? Only adding up to the bigger and better of every dimension of time and space you can think of, and every shape, form, and mass of God you can think of. And what Shiva did as a shaft, he threw neutral in the mix, okay? And as a satire symbol, a negative inglum of him, right? That was through to these pyramids after the world had been shafted, okay? That is the shaft on the positive good truth of the world, right? Being a self-sustaining energy existence only to bigger and better. See, because if you think things that cross neutral or bad through faith, the Hindu Sindhu you do, right? Well, you're just not always bringing all you are of negativity back one more positive to be good as truth, the absolute bigger, better here and now of you. And he thought that overthrowing the world, right, that he could harness this energy and put himself in a neutral place to be. But I tell you, as a fact of God, the good God and truth of all reality check, there is no neutral place for anybody of anything. If you're not crossing all things negative of you back one more positive to be good as truth, well, you're always marked with it. You hear me? To the reality check of you, and in reality, right? That is the absolute bigger and better of nothing good as truth, right? Only the decay and disintegration of all things, creation applied, one to the here and now existence of all reality check, crossing to the here and now of nothing of them, negative of the here and now of them. And by him shafting the world and then trying to redo the world with the same infrastructure as a god, putting lingums and all these old goofy things and erasing the history of pre-civilization. That's why you can't find it. The only way you will find it is if you follow the face of the world. You will not find it in regular history. You'll only find it in the face, and you have to know what you're looking at to find it. Listen to me. I tell you, right, that Adam came from an advanced civilization that was Shiva shafted, okay? The Nagas are the demons that was in the garden with Adam in the Nag Harmony library, okay? These Naga spawn also are the Aninnckocy claiming to be getting gold for Nibiru, okay? Now listen to what I'm trying to tell you. They use this gold, just like the Hindus, they hoarded it so they could control the masses by at first making them think they were worshiping the God, and the God was giving them good energy to exist after all these things happened to them. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Until they could not sustain that infrastructure anymore for lack of knowledge, okay? And in reality check, by then they had all the hoard, they had the gold, they had the control, they had the power, and they went to the 7 continents that were once one. The one good truth, the one way I am, more positive than negative, always only adding up good as truth. Christ, like the absolute bigger, better here and now. Adam man first evolved, the triple male of all I am. and they took these riches and these doctrines, and they passed them around the world. And listen, they did it all the way up to Judaism, and then Judaism took on this doctrine of faith with their menorah, and then the Christian fundamentalists. Listen to me, it's not what you think. All 12 of those disciples, all 12 of them, right, including Judas, man, stabbed Jesus in the back, because there's only one good truth, and that's the cross more positive than negative, the good God and truth of Jesus Christ, the absolute bigger, better here and now than all negativity, man, I am. And in reality check, right, they sold themselves out. Listen to me. You sold out all of existence, and anybody that is attached to that, they know that I'm not lying. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you. We have been sold into blind slavery. We have been sold into blind bondage. So the rich can get rich and the poor can just crash since the beginning of this. But the world was not created this way. You understand? Do you understand what I'm telling you? The Adam, man of all I am, was the God and King of that world. That world is a true spiritual reflection through the substance, durability, and solidness of it, of the good God and truth of all I am. You hear me? And in reality check, right? They erased, as the colonists went, they erased what their hierarchy told them to erase, so they could keep existing with this faith doctrine. They did it all around the world. They erased our history. They erased our history, man. They erased our history with faith and gave us lies. Why would the good God and truth of you, right, tell you to go be less evolved with faith and reality? Even at the most positive of faith's values, man, it doesn't know that's the good truth of it. So it doesn't always stay connected as a circuitry to it to only make things bigger and better, always, to the here and now of us. And that's why you decay, disintegrate, and die. And that's why none of them snake people made it. And that's why they won't. And they never will. And if you believe that faith is for you, man, you won't make it. It's a lie. It's a sellout lie on all God, truth, reality check, man. And that's a fact of God check. It's been that way since the beginning of this faithful articulation of creation, this Shiva shaft narrative of life to death, man. You hear me? If Adam would have just came to himself and crossed Eve back one more positive, only adding her up, right? Well, that's all Cain and Abel would be. That's all God, truth, reality would be, because that would be the only articulation. And that would be the standard. And I wouldn't have to be saying it right now in some sort of crazy loop on reality. Fact of God check. That's God, truth, and reality check. Peace.